are live. No, we're not live. Sorry. There might be too many mistakes. So we're actually pre-recording this. I'm going to be editing it and uploading it.
We all of a sudden realized that we better get at it because of the different time changes that we have. So let's get right into it.
Yes, we're in Mountain Time.
How many years have you been doing the channel?
We've been doing the channel over 4 years.
So over 4 years.
Yeah, if I remember right, it was over 4 years.
And in that time, we've done some research and, listened to people talking about how to do YouTube channels, etc. One of the things that I was listening to somebody the other day, and they said the name is a big thing. Yep. It needs to be catchy, and the best thing we came up with was Mullet Family Montana. When we started the YouTube channel, it was kind of a dilemma. We didn't really know what to call it. We wanted something with Homestead in it, but somehow names need to be something that is kind of, you throw it out there and it's catchy, not too many words or whatever. And so the last 4+ years, it's been the algorithms with YouTube somehow. Well, there's another channel that's called Mullet Family, and they do a lot of singing. They spell their name a little bit different. And we were just wondering, we've toyed the idea, and there's this name that we came up with.
It's called Montana Homestead.
We've talked it over numerous times, and we never could quite come up with a name that was like, sticks, sounds right, catchy, whatever. But Mary went online and she found this name, Montana Homestead.
Yeah. Which
sounds great. So I think we kind of decided we're going to be
changing our name.
Yeah, rebranding, and we're going to be called Montana Homestead.
Yep. We'll be creating a website. There's a guy here in our community that makes websites, and so we'll probably hire him to make us a website. We do have the URL, Montana Homestead, which I think is really great. Yeah. So that is our big news. So if you search for Mullet Family Montana, we may not come up anymore. Search for Montana Homestead.
Along with that, with the website, Mary wants to start selling some stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever, maybe the health products, some of the recipes. I have some ideas, small stuff maybe that we could sell on there just to promote the channel, etc. Give us your feedback on what you guys think on, is this a good idea? Is it not?
Yes, tell us what you think.
Some of the research that I've looked into the last little while, people, they just don't really, for instance, there might, in the music arena, there might be some bands that have more talent, or actually better than some bands who are well known. I'm just paraphrasing here, but it's because of the branding. There might be somebody that has a name that catches, and they're easy to remember. So the Mullet Family Montana was always like, huh? What? How do you spell that? Always kind of like, we had to run it through them. So with the Mullet Family Montana, they're like, well, how do you spell that? Is that all one word? Well, Montana Homestead, we think, is a lot better name.
Yes. So tell us what you think. And I am pretty excited. It is going to be it may be a bit of a challenge. The algorithms might put us on the back burner for a while because we are Mullet Family Montana, and putting Montana Homestead, people might not know us or might not know where to find us.
But that's basically what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We bought, it wasn't bare land, it was dog-haired thick with trees, but we bought land that was unimproved, and we've done everything to it.
Yes.
As far as, there was nothing here as far as buildings. It was all trees. We had to cut down trees. We had to bring water, power, driveway, house, building, garden. Everything that we have here is blood, sweat, and tears of
yeah, and
our
if
elbow
you
grease.
Haven't watched our journey, go back and watch the videos. We have pretty much everything documented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And This is not that unusual out here to buy bare land and homestead something. I realize in a lot of parts of the world, it might be a big deal, which is kind of unheard of. Well, I shouldn't say that, but especially like in Europe and places like that. I mean, it's all developed, and well, not all of it, but a lot of it is developed. So this is the second time we've done this, buying bare land and developing it.
Yep, it's the second time here in Libby that we have bought a bare piece of property, put a house on it. The first one we sold, and because we sold that, we were able to afford this one, which is bigger. So that was good.
Land went from 1 acre to 4.75.
And we are almost out of debt. So that is really exciting.
Yes, very close.
Very close to being out of debt.
It is after Thanksgiving. Our work has been slowing down. It's kind of the time. This time of year is, some catch-up time. But I have a lot of projects around the house that have been patiently, some not so patiently waiting to be done. Hopefully, we will get a bunch of those knocked out this winter and spring, and we hope and pray for a good year next year.
Yes, I'm going to read some of your comments. Barbara, you said, great stories of such wonderful times. Thanks for bringing those memories into life. Where did you and Marvin meet? Would love to hear your story on your first years together. That's a whole video in itself.
I think we touched that.
We touched on it briefly.
I wouldn't know which video it is.
Yeah. So the first time I met Marvin would have been, was it Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I just remember this very cute, handsome guy bringing a whole stack of pizzas for everyone at the conference. There was a whole crowd of people, and Marvin was the pizza boy, and he was bringing this whole. I just remember him at the door trying to open the door, trying to open the door with a whole stack of pizzas, and bringing in the pizzas.
I was the only one there that was driving at the time. None of you guys had a driver's license, so I got elected to go to the neighboring town and pick up the pizzas. That's how I was. I was not an official pizza delivery guy. And how old were you?
Oh, I was about 25.
I was 22. It was in 2002.
22, then I was 25. Yep. So I met Marvin a little bit later in life. And guys, I prayed for this man for almost 9 years. Night and day. I would fast and pray that God would bring me the right man. Not just any man, but the one that he chose for me. And after I turned 28, 29, and I still didn't have any prospects of getting married, I was starting to think, well, maybe I'm not marriage material. And there comes Marvin. And the rest is history.
I, on the other hand, wasn't too worried about it. I was in my early teens, and I remember watching and observing other people desperately trying to get married and fight like cats and dogs, dating various people, trying to figure it out. And I was just like, Lord, how would you ever know which is the right one? Because that's, other than giving your life to Christ, I thought that would be about the second most important thing in life. And how would you know? It's like a permanent deal. Anyway, I remember one day I was working in one of the back fields. They just came up to the buildings, I think maybe for the evening or for lunch. I can't remember. And I was walking towards the barn. I was like, because somebody I knew had just broken up with a person they were dating. I was like, how would you ever know? And it was almost audible. When you see her, you will know. And I was like,
The Lord just gave.
And it was like, again, when you see her, you'll know. Like, it was dark black and white. It's like, when you see her, you're gonna know. It's like, when you see her, you will know that's the one. Well, there's a lot of beautiful girls. And sometimes you get butterflies for a few days, but there was just nothing there. Like, like deep that just knowing.
That knowing.
Until I saw Mary. She was sitting beside her sister Priscilla, and I thought they were twins the first time I saw them. They're wearing same dresses. They look so much alike. But when I looked at Priscilla, there was like nothing. And when I looked at Mary, it was like, it was like this, she's the one. I like, you have got to be kidding me. I couldn't believe it.
Yes.
My heart stopped, or it went into overdrive. I'm not sure, but...
Well, you know what? It took him a long time to ask me. He waited a couple of years. But I do remember it was at that conference that I first met you. And I do remember that. I remember you watching me a lot. So I used to think, maybe this guy does like me. But anyway.
Well, you must have been looking at me too.
Oh, yes. I must have. Yep. I definitely thought you were a heartthrob. But you know, at the time, he was far away. I lived all the way out here in Idaho, and you lived in Wisconsin. Oh. So it didn't really dawn on me that, you know, it was really a possibility because we were just so far apart. But I was pleasantly surprised.
It took 3.5 years.
Yeah, he waited 3.5 years. If the Lord shows you something, you should, you know.
Haste makes waste.
Okay, I just had to marinate a little bit longer. Pray and fast and ask the Lord every day. I probably prayed every day.
You can thank Ernest Schwartz for giving me a gentle pat on the back and a nudge with his boot. One day, I worked for him. We were like brothers. I mean, I hauled him around before he had his driver's license. And I was just so uncertain, and he just looked at me and says, if you don't ask her, she's going to die an old maid with a broken heart, and it'll be your fault.
And that's true.
And I was like, maybe I need to get off the couch and get moving.
And you know, Marvin is still that way. But he has sped up a tad bit, just from knowing me. Because I'm the person that'll just dive into something and take care of the pieces later. Marvin,
which is usually me coming behind picking up the pieces.
And Marvin will sit. He's the type. Marvin is more the type. He will sit and think things through. But he doesn't just think things through. He thinks things through over and over, and he just sits and waits. And when he has thought everything through, every detail, he'll still sit back and just think about it. Whereas then I come behind him and just give him that nudge. Move.
You can chalk yourself up pretty high. You got the grade then, if I thought about it that long.
Oh, yes. He thought about me for 3 years before he asked me.
But that feeling never went away. You know, when I saw her, like, she's the one. But that feeling never went away. Every morning I woke up and it was like, I just knew she was the one. She was the one. She was the one. She didn't go away. And then I proceeded to make plans to move out.
Then he moved out to Idaho.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she gave up on me and made plans to move to Florida, but I got her just before she got onto the plane.
Yes.
So.
I finally surrendered. I came to a place where I just surrendered everything to the Lord. And I had a friend in Florida. And it was right in Sarasota, Florida, where a lot of the Amish are. And I was going to go to college in Florida. I was going to, my plans were to become a resident in Florida and then go to college and get a degree in...
It would be an RN, weren't you?
It wasn't going to be an RN. It was going to be a physician assistant or a nurse's assistant, a little above the nurse's aide. It wasn't a nurse's aide, but it was more than a nurse's aide.
Oh, okay.
Because I used to work as a nurse's aide at a nursing home, but I wanted more education. So I actually had my plane ticket. I had everything ready. I had my friend in Florida. She was prepared. I was going to plan on staying with her. She was going to teach me the ropes of how to apply at the college. She was going to help me get into the college, show me, you know, I was planning on doing what she was doing. But just before I left, I remember I went to the church house because they were having a prayer meeting. And I had been in Libby, I think. I had been in, that night I'd been to a party in Libby. And I decided not to attend the prayer meeting. It was dark and I went home. It was right after, Valentine's. And I went into the house was dark. I flipped the light on. I saw a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And my first thought was, oh, that one of my sisters must have left a bouquet of flowers for my mom, because we love doing that. And I just went over to the flowers and checked and looked in. And you have to remember, for almost 9 years, I prayed and prayed that God would send me the person that was meant for me. For years, I'd been thinking of Marvin, but I actually had laid it to rest, given it to the Lord. And when I looked at those flowers, I opened the card to see who it was from, and I saw my name. And it was just like something just went through me. And I knew right there that my life as a single person would forever change. And it did, for the better, for the better. I'm not sure that he knew what he was getting into, because I am a firecracker, right?
Yep, dynamite comes in small packages.
He tames me though. Yep, he is very good for me. He calms me down. He calms me down. Anyway, that is our story. And our great big news is we're planning on changing our name from Mullet Family Montana to Montana Homestead. Yep. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We love your feedback. Leave a comment. Maybe you'll hear your name on one of our next videos.
Tell us what you think. It was
Yes.
like, yay!
Or
Boo!
yay.
Or meh.
We appreciate you and we love your feedback. So thank you for watching.
Yes. Again, just want to reiterate, the reason we're doing this is more of a single phrase, catchphrase,
Yes.
and the algorithms on YouTube.
How many people go on YouTube and put in mullet? Unless you're looking for a mullet haircut.
Or fishing somewhere down
Yes.
south.
Yes. I'm assuming there are a lot of people looking for Montana out of doors, Montana land.
There's somebody I follow on YouTube. He lives in Montana, state of Montana here. He had a pretty substantial YouTube following. And he thought it was decent. But he rebranded. And his YouTube following has quadrupled.
Who was that?
Trinity Van Den Aker. He lives down by close to Townsend, I think. I saw him on another YouTuber, Peter Santinello. Came up and I was like, I think, because I recognize some of the towns he's talking about. I think I know where it is. So I started following him. And he did a couple of videos on what he should be called. And now he's called Life in the West.
Life in the West. So he's a much bigger YouTuber.
He's an authentic.
Than we are, but
he's an authentic cowboy from the West, and he has just phenomenal teaching skills. Like he can when he gets done explaining something, you have a very clear understanding of what he said and how things work, whatever he was describing. So I really appreciate the guy. And he's starting to go all over. I've seen him go from Texas to California, a lot of places. A lot of the things that he does, and I've never met him. I've been through the town, just went through there a week and a half ago. One of the things he does is he educates people who are like in the line of work he does. He's a cowboy. Not sure. He said he's not a rancher anymore. I don't think he has a ranch anymore. But he goes around, interviews people, and he explains in detail of how things work as far as life in the West, cattle, sheep, just the horses, just a lot of things. Very, very interesting guy. Check him out. Life in the West. His name is Trinity Van Den Aker.
Yep. So guys, thank you for joining us. We are thankful that you're here on a Sunday. Yes. And we hope you have a wonderful week.